Hey guys, I'm Abby and this is my Japanese home tour. Let's go in. Hey guys, I know I haven't been posting much lately and I'm so sorry about that, but I have a pretty good reason why. And it's actually really bittersweet and it's a bit of a big deal. But it's time that we finally tell you guys that we're moving. The movers are actually here today. Right now they're on lunch break. So I think once everything's out of the house, I will take you guys on a tour of our home in Japan. And that way you guys can see it, what a house in Japan is like. And I'll have this for my memories. I'll show that to you guys and then I'll talk to you a little bit at the end about what's going on and what you can expect. I know a lot of you are subscribed to my channel or watch my videos because of the fact that we live in Japan, and I just want you to know that you shouldn't worry. I still have a lot of videos from our experiences in Japan that I still need to edit and post. Some of them are old, some of them are recent, and also we are going on a trip after we leave Sasebo, and we're gonna go up to Tokyo. We're gonna go to the fox village and we're gonna see some foxes and all that good stuff. So definitely stick around and see that, and then hopefully you will be interested in seeing our adventures where we go next. But I'll tell you more about that later. Right now, I'm gonna show you all these boxes in my house. So they've gotten the living room pretty much packed up. They're taking apart the couch entirely, and I'm a little concerned about that. But yeah, we got a bunch of stuff going on here, and the moving truck is outside, behind the dirty window. Loxus likes to make nose art. And we got some empty boxes waiting to be filled. But look at this. Look at all these boxes. I feel like we don't even have that much stuff. So where did this come from? And there's still more to go. So yeah, once they get all these boxes packed up and I get the house a little straightened up for you guys, you can see I've got things in piles and messes. So once I get all that taken care of, I will definitely show you guys a tour of our house. You can see what it's like, and yeah, I hope that everything goes smoothly and that you guys will enjoy the tour. One thing that I was super worried about are all the Loxus dust bunnies that would be hanging around because he sheds a lot. And look, this was under a couch. That's horrible. I am not even kidding, guys. I tried so hard to prevent anyone from having to see any Loxus fur bunnies, and they're still here. That's something for you guys to keep in mind if you want a long-haired, thick-coated dog, is that no matter how much cleaning you do, there's always going to be tons of hair everywhere, and hair hidden in places that you didn't know that hair could be, and fur bunnies rolling around even right after you've just vacuumed. There's always going to be fur everywhere. There goes our stuff. Alright guys, let's go inside. So the first thing that you have when you walk in is called the genkan, and it's just a little area where you take off your shoes before you actually step up into the house. So in Japan and a lot of Asian countries, it is a huge no-no to wear your shoes in the house. It's super dirty and very disrespectful to wear shoes inside a house. So this area, called the genkan, is dedicated to removing your shoes and entering the home. This big cabinet on the side is, you guessed it, specifically for storing shoes. There's plenty of shoe space here for you and your guests. Of course, all of ours are gone. And then there's a little rack here where we usually put Loxus's leash and everything and a key. When guests enter the home, they take off their shoes this way and point them outwards towards the door. And then you wear your socks in the house. And there's our front door. Moving on from that, the first thing you see when you walk in is just this little atrium area. It's not very large, but we put some decorations here in this little alcove. And then to the left are the tatami rooms. They're very traditional rooms in Japanese houses, and they're known for, of course, the tatami that's on the floor and the shoji screens on the wall. So shoji screens are made of rice paper, and it used to be just that these screens would be what you would see on the outside. But now, since things are modernized, there are actually glass sliding doors and panels here. Now, of course, because it's just rice paper, it's really easy to break. So that's why we have some of them off the walls here, because they need to be repaired. But there are several different kinds of papers you can use to repair them and so on and so forth. Now, these doors here and these doors here are called husuma. And they're just sliding doors all around the room. And they can work to change the room or create closets. So for most of the time that we were here, we actually turned it into 2 rooms, like this. And then you have 2 separate tatami rooms that you can use for whatever you might need to use 2 separate tatami rooms for, or you can open it up to use for a larger entertaining area. These doors can also be entirely removed to open up the room and just whatever you want. They make the room easily customizable. Now, behind here we have some really big closets, and yeah, they're really deep. Typically, tatami rooms are set up either for leisure, entertainment, or as a bedroom. So because of the different ways it can be set up, there has to be a lot of storage for all of the futons and furniture, things like that. So if you don't know what a futon is like a roll-up bed that you lay out on the floor and sleep at night. And then typically in the morning, after you wake up and get ready for the day, you roll them up and store them back in here. Then if you wanted, you could pull out your table and sit your table down, entertain some guests, or you can bring out the kotatsu and just relax under it for the day. Our other closets like that are right here. This is one, it's basically just like the other one. You can see how deep they are. There's a floor level, middle level, and there's a little level on the top here. And then this closet here opens up this way instead of sliding, and it actually has some hangers in it for clothes or whatever you'd want to hang up. And then this closet here, I really don't know if there's a specific use for it, but we just use it for small things. And it has a plug in there. I don't know why you would need a plug in there. Please educate me. And just a little sliding storage space here. Now this space, ours is empty, and we never really got to decorate it, but this is called the Tokonoma. The Tokonoma is an alcove in the tatami room used to display art or other family heirlooms, and it's typically for entertaining guests. So usually the decorations are kept minimal, and there's just, if you see here, there is a little hanger right there where you would hang a scroll or a painting, and then here you would have maybe a plant or something decorative, and you would just leave it at that. It's really simple. Now, it is a very bad form to stand or sit in the Tokonoma, so never ever do that. Just admire it and enjoy it. Another thing to see here is this single air conditioning unit. So in America, it's common to have central air conditioning and heating, but in Japan, they have individual aircon units in different sections of the house. So this one takes care of the tatami rooms. This way you can compartmentalize the house. So if you're staying only in the tatami rooms, for example, you could close the doors off and keep that room warm and not have to use electricity heating or cooling the rest of the house. Or if you're in the living room, you can close that off and heat that, just however you want to do it. Now, coming out of the tatami room, we go back into the atrium, and directly across the hall is our living and dining room. So up here we have more tatami, and this is where we had our living area. We had a rug here, our TV and TV stand was there, and we had our couch here over on this hardwood part. And the reason why we had our couch on the hardwood part is because tatami is so fragile. If you leave really heavy objects on it, like our couch, for too long, it will leave dents in the tatami, and if the couch gets moved, it might rip the tatami up. So that's why furniture made for tatami is low to the floor and very lightweight, so that way you can move it and keep it off. This was our dining area. We had our table here, and I had a little knick-knack shelf here. Over here is where we kept our Christmas tree, and then this leads into the kitchen. So the kitchens in Japan are notoriously small. The only counter space that we have is this, this space here and this little space. And then we had our microwave from here to here. And so we just had this space. So not a lot, but we made do with what we had. We have this huge sink. And one thing about Japanese sinks is that the actual drain is huge and you have to take it apart. And inside there's a little basket here, and you can actually buy these little nets that go down into the basket, so it catches all the food, and then you just take the net out, and then in there you have to go down inside that and clean it too. And I think one thing that will shock most Americans is that there is no oven. So we have a 3-burner stove, which is pretty big. Big ovens aren't common here. Instead, we have a fish broiler because fish is really common to have in Japan. So it's just this little tiny thing specifically for broiling fish. And to turn on the oven, this is actually powered by batteries, even though it's a gas oven. So you press the button down like this until it starts clicking, and then you have to slide the lever here, and that controls the flame. It's really, once you get used to it, not that different from an American stove. And of course there's our overhead. The cabinet space here is pretty big, but some of the shelves are so high up and I can't reach them. So it's really difficult for me to use. Then of course we have our decorative shelves here. And this is where our refrigerator was, but they've already taken our appliances. So I will show you our appliances at the end of this video. Now going through this back area, we just have a little back door. I really don't know what this area is. It's like a little genkan room. I don't know. But we use it. We had Loxus's cage here. And then we had some things stored in this little closet under the stairs. Nothing really to see about it. And then going this way, we have our bathroom. And one interesting thing to note about Japanese bathrooms is that the toilet will almost always be separate from the shower area. So toilets have their own little rooms here, throne room if you will. And our toilet actually has heated seats. And it's also common for the toilet to have a little drain here, and you can use that when you flush the toilet. You see the water starts, and then you can rinse your hands off, and you would have a towel hanging here, and then you're good to go. You could have soap, or you could use it to drain cleaner down the toilet, just whatever you want. And this type of toilet roll holder is a very common theme throughout Japan. You put the toilet roll in here, but it has this flap on top of it, and at first we weren't really sure why that was there. But then we figured out it's because you press it on the toilet paper roll, and then you tear the toilet paper, so that way it tears into a straight line, which is pretty cool. Then we have some more storage here, and then we go into the bathroom. So the bathroom is separated. There's a door here, and this can be used as like a dressing area. Then here's our sink, which is done in a very typical style that I've seen in Japan. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's pretty functional. Turn the lights on, we have our mirror. We have this little holder here where we could store our toothbrushes or anything like that. And then we have this big sink that we could use either as a single stream or as like a spray. And you could maybe use the sink for like hand washing laundry or preparing it to hang and dry. And then we have storage under the sink here. Now, right here is where our washer and dryer was, and we've got our hookups there. We have a window here, and then we go into the actual bathing area, which is probably one of the things I'm gonna miss most about my Japanese house is the huge shower. So right now everything's just been cleaned, so it's sitting up to dry, and it's wet in here, so I won't take you too far in. But you can see that there's a large area here just for showering, and then there's a bathtub over there. That's because in Japan, they're seen as a time to come home and relax after work. So typically what you would do is you would go into the shower and you would shower yourself off, and then you would get into the bathtub. So you would come into this area here, and that grate would actually be there. You see we have drains on the floor here and here, and you would shower and clean yourself. And then you would get into the bath that you've already run. You can see it's really deep. You can put bath salts in it or leave it clean. But there's this panel on the wall that is also connected to the kitchen. And you use that to control filling up the water in here. So you can see right now, this is the temperature that the water is set to for the bath. And this is the fill level, so it'll only fill up to a little over halfway. And of course, as the time and another temperature. Then these buttons do different things. For this turns the heat on and off. So I just turned it off, now I'm turning it back on. And then to start filling up the tub, you would take the stopper and you put it in there, and then you would press this button. And then it would start filling up with water. Once it's filled up, it beeps to let you know, but once it's actually finished heating, it plays a little song. So that way you know it's ready to get in. Of course, we won't fill it up all the way because there's no reason to, but at least you have an idea of what that would be like. So you'd fill it up and then you'd get in and you'd relax for a bit, then you'd get out and go on about your night. Now going back out of the bathroom, we just have a little space here where we had some shelves, and we have this closet here that goes under the stairs just for some storage and whatnot. And then we go upstairs. To our left, we have 2 bedrooms. It used to be 3, but it looks like before we moved here, they had some renovations done, and these 2 rooms were turned into 1. So we actually use this big room as our game/media room. We had our TVs here, we had a couch here, we played Xbox all the time, and we had our computer and computer desk over here, and my artwork desk was here. So we have these shelves, and it's just really pretty. I like this space up here. We have some big closets. This is where I kept a lot of my art supplies and other storage type things. And then we go out into this other room, and this is where we just had a guest room. We didn't really do much with it. It was empty most of the time. And then out here, we have a balcony. Typically, the balcony is just for like hanging clothes and stuff like that. So it's not very spacious, but you can see it goes down to in front of the other window, and you could access it from there. We have a pretty view of the mountains back there. And then over here, we have our upstairs bathroom area. So we have another sink unit like the one downstairs, and another toilet room. It's pretty much the same, no different. And then over here we have our attic. This is a decent sized little space. We have this hole that leads to all of the insulation and everything like that. This door constantly falls down and scares the heck out of all of us. So while we were here, we actually had something blocking it so it couldn't fall. But we just kept storage stuff here, and essentially that's it. There is one other really cool feature that I have to mention though, and that is a storm shutter. So one thing that's cool is that there are storm shutters built into most of the houses. So you can open up your windows if there's a storm coming, or if you just want privacy or whatever. And you have your little thing hanging down here, and then you just pull down the storm shutter. They come in a lot of neat varieties, or like pull down shutters like we have, but they also have wooden or metal sliding panels, and it can just really change the appearance of an entire house. So this is our living room aircon, and it actually self-cleans and everything like that. It's brand new, whereas the other one in the tatami room is really, really old. This one is super cool and super nice. All right, well that's pretty much it for the house. So I'll show you some scenes from the outside and then show you the appliances. Hello Loxus. So this is our Japanese fridge. It's really thin, and right now it's empty because we just cleaned it out. But the inside is like this. We got a couple of things in here, 7-Eleven salad and a clear Coke. And right here, this actually, you fill it up with water and it takes it through the back and then comes out here in the freezer drawer into this ice pouch. But yeah, this drawer at the bottom is the freezer, and from what I understand, this one right here is just like a vegetable and fruit crisper. And also, I wanted to show you, there's a specific little thing here just for holding eggs, and I just think that's so adorable. But yeah, that is our Japanese fridge. Not as much space as American fridges have, but it was perfect for what we needed. This is our Japanese microwave. It's Panasonic. Alexis, you want water? Are you sniping my video? Okay, so this is our Japanese microwave. It's Panasonic. It only does 700 or 500 watts. I think most American microwaves usually have 1200 watts, but this is Tatami, and I have no idea what the settings for this are. This has a picture of rice, and would you say that's gyoza? I don't know. Yeah. And then this one has coffee, but I have never used these buttons. I've only used these two and these two. And this one goes up in increments of 1 minute on the microwave. And this one just goes up in 10 seconds. So you don't have as much control over the time as you usually would with an American microwave. So that's it. The inside's no different. It's just a little bit smaller. Okay, this is our Japanese washer and dryer combo. They're also a lot smaller. Normally, I don't think that people have dryers in their house. They actually hang their clothes outside on nice days. But the washer, honestly, I really don't know what all these settings do. Obviously, it's all in Japanese. We were given a little guide on it. And I only know how to do one setting. And this is the on button. And that powers up the washer. And then usually I leave all of this the same. And then here, you actually choose how much water you need to use for your load. That means that it's set on 30. The blinking light means that it's set to the right side. And the solid light means it's set to the left side. So you would set it to 40, and then it would only use that much water. It also kind of makes a neat little tune if you do it really fast. But anyway, then you press this button to start, but I don't have anything to wash. The lid folds back like this, and it locks, and there's the inside. You can fit more clothes in here than I think you should fit in the dryer, and the dryer is actually really slow. But the inside of the dryer looks like this. Back here, I know it's hard to see, but you have the filter. I'll take that out because it's so weird to me. You have to like squeeze it and then pull it out from the back. And if you look, let me put it in the floor so that you can see it better. The filter actually has 3 parts. So it has this screen part here, and then this felt part here, and then this hard plastic part. So you have to take it out and clean all of this fairly often, so that way it doesn't get too clogged up. Now I only keep this on one setting too, but apparently there's like a super hot mode, and you can open up this vent here and it lets out like really hot steam or something like that. But I don't mess with that. And this also has a mode where it will use bath water to clean your clothes. So that's kind of interesting. But yes, those are our main Japanese appliances, and I'm showing them to you now because I know they're going to be gone before I can actually take you on the house tour. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. As of filming this right now, we are actually in Sendai. We've already said goodbye to Sasebo and all of our friends, so make sure that you keep a lookout because I'm going to be posting more videos about our move, our trip. I don't remember if I explained it, so I'm going to include it here. But we took a train from Sasebo to Fukuoka, and then we flew out to Sendai. And so tomorrow we're going to go to see the Fox Village, and then we're going to go to Hakone and stay there for a couple of days, and then we're going to go to Tokyo, and then we're going to Australia, and then we're going on a cruise to New Zealand, and then we're going to Australia. So make sure that you keep a lookout because I'm definitely going to have lots of videos to share with you guys about that. But for now, I really hope you enjoyed this video, the house tour, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye!